where President Joe Biden on Wednesday unveiled a $2 trillion plus proposal focusing this time on infrastructure and the climate crisis. This is President Biden's next big legislative challenge. The proposal is to heavily invest in rebuilding America's crumbling infrastructure and shifting to greener energy over the next 8 years.
We have to move now, because I'm convinced that if we act now, in 50 years, people are going to look back and say, this was the moment that America won the future. What I'm proposing is a one-time capital investment of roughly $2 trillion in America's future, spread largely over 8 years. It will generate historic job growth, historic economic growth, help businesses to compete internationally, create more revenue as well. They are among the highest value investments we can make in the nation, investing in our infrastructure. But put another way, failing to make these investments adds to our debt and effectively puts our children at a disadvantage relative to our competitors. That's what crumbling infrastructure does. And our infrastructure is crumbling. We rank 13th in the world.
The president plans to pay for this massive proposal by raising corporate taxes and eliminating tax breaks for fossil fuels. The White House says that this tax hike would raise over $2 trillion over the next 15 years. Biden said that this was once-in-a-generation investment in America, not since the space race decades ago. This will be Biden's second multi-trillion-dollar legislative proposal in 2 months since taking office, and once again sets the stage for a clash in U.S. Congress. So far, the proposal has been greeted icily by conservatives and major business groups alike. Our correspondent Jagriti Dave is still with us on this broadcast, live from Washington, D.C. Now, Jagriti, coming to this massive $2 trillion infrastructure plan unveiled by President Biden, it aims at job creation, which America needs desperately at the moment, and a lot more. Tell us what this package has for Americans as of now.
Yeah, this $2 trillion package is effectively Joe Biden's investment, his administration's investment into the infrastructure of the country. He argues that it will rejuvenate the railways, the roads, bridges, basic utilities like the water system in the country, all of these aspects of American life, which will bring jobs to the economy, but will also improve people's quality of life. Now, this is just one package. He's expected to unveil another, which is set to look at things like childcare, education, the expansion of health insurance coverage. Now, he's going to pay for this by effectively by raising corporation tax from 21% to 28%. This is reversing President Trump, the former president's 2017 tax cuts. And this is going to likely cause a lot of problems in Congress in terms of, we saw that play out with the $1.9 trillion coronavirus stimulus relief plan. That went through on party lines, and the issue really was the price tag. And I think that's going to be another issue again as this goes through Congress. Not only the issues with the tax increases, which some Republicans and some businesses have already raised questions about, but there's also worries about the inflationary consequences of such large investments. Although the Federal Reserve had said that regarding the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, that there wouldn't be any unwanted inflation as a result of that, and that the Federal Reserve was ready to react to any sort of temporary inflationary pressures that the stimulus package that arose from that stimulus package.
Right. Now, Jagriti, you mentioned taxing the rich, and that essentially is where this money is coming from. Finally, Biden also said that this plan will see a hike in taxes on large corporations, and taxing the rich has always been a very contentious issue in America. So how is Biden's recent move being perceived?
Yeah, as I say, some Republicans and small businesses, business organisations, have raised concerns about the tax increases, and that some people are suggesting that actually this infrastructure plan is going to cost so much that it might not be able to be paid for just with tax increases. Joe Biden has to walk this tightrope. He doesn't want to look like he's anti-business. In fact, in his address in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, he did say that he's not against people who've made it. He's in favour of American capitalism. He just wants to make sure that everyone gets a piece of the action. Right. And so this is why he claims he's trying to make the system fairer. But of course, this is, as you say, a contentious issue in the United States, and there are Republicans and many sort of maybe people on the right of the Democratic wing, the right wing of the Democratic Party, who are concerned and who maybe want to see proposals that will allow Republicans to come on board to make it a bipartisan package. But of course, as we've just talked about, that last stimulus package was pushed through on party lines, and there's every suggestion that Joe Biden could push through with these next round of packages with his small majority, not getting the consensus that he has claimed that he wants between Democrats and Republicans.
Right, Jagruti. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this bulletin. Thank you for all your inputs. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.